Hello, dear students. We are in the fifth chapter, mutual fund, and the previous class we discussed meaning of mutual fund, meaning of mutual funds, and uh, now you are in the position of giving, or you are in a position of giving answer to this question: what is mutual fund, or explain mutual fund. Okay, so you may get this question for 6 marks. Okay, now mutual fund means it is nothing but pooling of money, okay, from the individual investors. So there are various mutual fund houses, they collect money from the individuals and they invest in shares and securities. So that's about mutual fund. Mutual fund, it is nothing but a collective investment made by the mutual fund companies. So usually the collective investment, or the funds are mobilized from the general public. Okay, so this is about the meaning of mutual fund, and we have also discussed about formation and functions of mutual fund, right? In the previous class we discussed about a formation and functions of mutual fund. A mutual fund house must register under Trust Act, and it must also register under SEBI Act of 1996. Okay, so these are about the two prerequisites of establishing the mutual fund. And functions of mutual fund, we have also in the previous class we discussed about the functions of mutual fund. So there are various functions that mutual fund performs. Okay, then we also discussed about the parties to the mutual fund. So mainly there are 6 category of persons or parties they are involved in the mutual fund. So namely sponsor, trustee, AMC, custodian, and other functionaries. Okay, so actually in brief the number is 5, but if we elaborate, so all by considering all other factors, there are as many as 10 to 12 members, or 10 to 12 parties who are related to the mutual fund functioning. Okay, so these things we discussed in the previous class. And again, lastly we have also discussed about the types of mutual fund in the previous class. So there are 3 types. Basically there are three types: open-ended, closed-ended, and interval. So normally we observe open-ended and closed-ended schemes in the market. Now this is about what we discussed so far. Today we are going to discuss about the benefits of mutual funds. Benefits of mutual funds. Okay, so existence of mutual fund, so definitely it's a bonus to the individual investors who are lacking in maybe financial sources, or maybe lacking in knowledge about the capital market functioning, or maybe who are lacking in the technical analysis, fundamental analysis, which are involved in the shares and securities. Okay, for these people, so definitely the existence of mutual fund, or the presence of mutual fund, definitely it's a boon to the individuals. Now there are of course there are various numbers of benefits that mutual fund gives to an individual investors. Now, in this session, let us try to discuss some of the benefits, key benefits, which the individual investors are getting from the mutual fund houses. Now, first comes suitability. Suitability. First benefit of mutual fund is suitability. So, especially for small investors. Small investors. Okay. Now here, mutual fund houses. So listen carefully. Mutual fund houses allows investment in their fund to the individual investors starting from a minimum of rupees 500. So there are various schemes. Okay, in those schemes or plans or in those funds, individual investors can invest with the starting of rupees 500 per month. So like RD only, so there is one plan called a systematic investment plan. It is nothing but simply a RD only, recurring deposit. So what happens in the case of bank recurring deposit? Every month you are going to put a certain amount in RD account. Okay, maybe 100 rupees, maybe 500 rupees, and the amount is fixed. So the amount which you are going to put in that particular account, so that is fixed. Okay, maybe 100 rupees per month, maybe 500 rupees per month, maybe 1000 rupees per month. Now here, the main intention of RD account is to save a certain amount, or is to keep aside or to reserve aside a certain amount every month for the future needs, or maybe for the purpose of savings only. Okay, but now here, in the case of RD, you are getting somewhat 2 to 3% of interest. Okay. But here in the case of a systematic investment plan, so every month, so this is like RD only. Every month you are going to put 500 rupees, or maybe, so it starts with the 500 rupees per month. So there is another one plan is there by Tata Capitals. Okay, Tata Capital. So which is that particular scheme. So Tata Capital. Okay, Tata Capital. So it's a mutual fund company, and it is running a scheme called Digital India Scheme. Digital India Scheme. Now here they are allowing under SIP, systematic investment plan, they are allowing 150 rupees per month. Okay, you can the minimum investment you can invest in this fund is 150 rupees per month. So now here you can observe this, right? So it is most suitable to the small investors. That means, so small investors, those who are having a lower income, maybe near about 15,000 per month salary, maybe 20,000 per month salary, or maybe 25,000 per month salary, or those individuals who are saving a minimum amount of salary, or those who are saving a minimum amount of their income, per month income. Okay, and those who are willing to, are interested in purchasing of shares and securities, but they cannot afford shares and securities because of their high market prices. You take an example of MRF here. Okay, MRF. Now definitely I want to purchase MRF 100 shares. Okay, definitely if I have money, definitely I would have invested in MRF. So now the market price of one share is 80,000 rupees, and that of 100 shares you count. Okay, you make calculations. Now let us assume that per month, every month, or maybe in a year, I used to save, or I'm saving somewhat 50 to 60,000 per month, per annum. Okay, so that's my saving, and I am very much interested in investment in shares and securities. But with that 60,000, I cannot purchase, I cannot afford MRF shares, right? Now, my that particular demand or intention or that willingness, what is there, So that can be fulfilled through another way. So indirectly, I can opt for mutual funds, okay, and through doing SIP, maybe 500 rupees or maybe 1000 rupees or maybe 2000 rupees per month, okay, I can invest indirectly in shares and securities. As I've already said, mutual fund houses, they collect money from the individuals and they invest in the shares and securities, right? So here the mutual funds are most suited to those investors who are saving less, who are having lesser income, and yet they are having more concern or more interest towards the shares and securities investment. Now for them, definitely this mutual funds are very beneficial. Now here to add this point, now here see here, Digital India. Now what is this Digital India Fund? So this consists of all info companies, in the sense the companies which are involved in information technology, maybe software, okay, software companies are included in this fund. So there are various schemes or various funds, they are run by the mutual fund houses. So there are blue chip fund, there are mid cap fund, in the sense the fund which is consisting of the shares and securities, or which is intended to invest in shares and securities of the companies which are having a moderate amount of capital, okay. So large cap fund is there, that means the companies which are having highest capital, okay. So like that, so there are various plenty of schemes are being run by the different mutual fund houses. And before investing, definitely we have to go for the CRISIL rating, we have to go for the rating given by the uh, concerned broker, or our broker for that matter, our broker in the sense through which we are dealing or we are doing our business of investment, okay. So all of the ratings we first handedly we first have to verify each and everything, then definitely we can move forward. Now what benefit that a small investor will get? So as I've already said, suppose if you keep money in RD, maybe you may get a 3% return. Suppose after mobilizing 60,000 rupees, let us assume that I have kept RD of RD for 12 months, okay, and I have mobilized somewhat 60,000 rupees, right? And this 60,000, if I keep in FD, okay, so I don't want to play, I don't want to bear any risk, or suppose if I am a risk aversing investor, then I can keep this money in FD, and FD will attract, at present rate will attract 5 to 6% rate of interest, right? But if we keep, or if we do SIP here, instead of keeping doing RD, or instead of keeping money in FD, if we do SIP, that is systematic investment plan, the industry at present, the industry, that means the mutual fund mutual fund returns means in the sense average is 12.5% industry. But there are various mutual fund houses, they give or they reward investors at the rate of 17% for the after 5 years, okay. This is after 5 years, but from the beginning of the first year it starts from 60%, okay, 60%, sometimes 60%, it gradually decreases, so that is there. But usually when we compare traditional scheme of savings and keeping FDs or risk-free investment with the riskier investment like mutual fund houses, definitely when we compare, the returns on mutual fund is greater than the traditional one. And of course there is a high risk involvement is there, okay, risk involvement is there. So of course you can risk averse, you can minimize your risk by investing in bonds, okay, or maybe opting for the mutual fund scheme, which is specially meant for the investment in government securities or maybe investment in corporate bonds, so that you can minimize your risk. So this is about the first thing, so it is most suitable for the small investors. Now the second benefit that we are going to get is risk management. Risk management. Now, what is risk here in the case of shares and securities? So the risk is nothing but it's a happening up of an adverse event, okay, or probability of occurrence of an adverse event. In the case of mutual fund, or in the case of shares and securities, okay, direct investment. First, I'll begin from the basics, okay. Suppose in the case of direct investment in shares, what happens? See, in the case of direct investment in shares and securities, so we need to have a complete information, right? Complete information we must possess, because probably let us assume that I have invested in any one company shares, and I have bought 10,000 rupees worth share, okay, and the current market price is my portfolio value, okay, 100% consist of these shares only. So now at present the value of those shares is 10,900 rupees, okay, and after 1 week it will let us assume move to 15,000, okay, and everything is going well so far, let us assume in that way, okay, and after the second week the value stood at 20,000, okay. So this is market price. The base investment is 10,000 and the market price after 2 weeks is 20,000. Now there is 100% return. 10,000 investment ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ, 20,000 ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ 100% return ಉಂಟು, okay. So far you are happy, so I am happy, okay. So ನಾನು ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ 100% ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಫೈನ್. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈಗ ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಎಕಾನಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ 2 ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಮೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ US Navy or withdrawing of US Navy from Afghanistan, and another thing is there is a surge in COVID-19 positive cases because of maybe because of Delta plus virus and so on, okay, in US. Okay, so these two definitely have affected the share market. So from the past 2 or 3 days our share market, securities market is dropping up, okay. So the main reason for the dropping the Sensex points or maybe Nifty points is these two reasons. One is withdrawal of US Army from Afghanistan, and then the surge in the COVID positive cases in US. Okay, anyhow, these two informations are slightly the reasons for the fall in market prices of the shares and securities, fine. And there could be or there would be many more reasons to fall. Not only these two, there would be many more. Positive bottom line, a positive bottom line shown by the any company's balance sheet or any company's profit and loss account, definitely in that situation there would be rise in share prices, okay. So a negative or loss in bottom line shown in the profit and loss account of the any company will affect a fall in share prices of that particular company in the market. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ plenty of reasons ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ A to Z ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ, ನೀವು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಕಂಪನಿ ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಉಂಟು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. Moreover, definitely majority of us will be having a lack of knowledge over the reading the annual reports, reading what doing in technical analysis, doing in fundamental analysis, and we are lacking in the up-to-date information. All these factors will cause the share prices in the market. Okay, now here what happens in the case of mutual funds? See, mutual funds are having their own employees. Okay, their own employees. Mutual funds, they are having their own employees who are capable enough to manage risk. Okay, employees manage risk. Now here I will continue with this example only. After 2 weeks, I got 100% return and my investment stood at 20,000. And after second week, suppose if there is a negative information breakout against the company, in that situation, everybody will start to sell those shares. Okay, those shares ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನನಗೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ನನಗೆ ಆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಶೇರ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ್ಲೆ ನಾ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕೋ ಕೂಡ್ಲೆ ನಾನು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ, ನನ್ನ ಈ 10,000 ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ 5,000ಗೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಉಂಟು, ಅಥವಾ 1,000ಗೆ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಉಂಟು, ಅಥವಾ 500ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಉಂಟು. ಬಟ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ ಟು ಡೇಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಔಟ್ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ, ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೂಡಲೇ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಂದಂತ ಹಣವನ್ನ ಬೇರೆದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟೇಬಲ್ ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್. ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್, ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಹೌಸಸ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ employees who are very capable enough to manage all the kinds of risk. And here these employees, definitely they are capable, not only capable, they are professionals and they are qualified enough to manage the risk. Okay, this is about the risk management. Now let us discuss the third concept or third benefit that we are getting from mutual fund. So now here the third benefit is wholesale investment. Or large scale investment. Now here what happens is actually in the case of mutual fund. So the meaning, while explaining the meaning of mutual fund itself, I have told you that here mutual fund houses, they collect money from individuals who are intended to invest in the shares and securities in an indirect way. So they are going to collect money from them, and the mobilization of money would be some crores. So say for example, if you take an example of UTI, some mid cap, okay, UTI mid cap fund, mutual fund is there. You just Google it. The total amount of UTI mid cap fund is somewhat 70,000 crores. Okay, 17,000 crores. And almost all, every fund, every mutual fund house, definitely it will have more than 1,000 crores or 2,000 crores worth fund with them. Okay, so this much of amount would be collected by the mutual fund houses from the investors, and this mobilized funds in turn will be invested in shares and securities. So ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳುದಾದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುದಾದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇದೆ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, to take your own ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈಗ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವ, ಎಕ್ಸ್, ಸಮ್ ಒನ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿನ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಈಗ ಸೇ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ 100 ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಉಂಟು. ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಚೀಟಿ ಹಾಕುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ವೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು 100 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು 500 ರೂಪೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಉಂಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಎಂತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಲೀಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು 500 ರೂಪೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ 100 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಹಣ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 6 lakh ಆಯ್ತು. How much? 6 lakh for annum, per annum. Okay, and per month it is 50,000 per month, 50,000. So mutual fund houses, they function like this only. Okay, there are various number of investors. Okay, they may do lump sum investment, or they may invest in SIP, systematic investment plans. Okay, in multiples of 500, or either they can invest in lump sum only, one time ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಅದು ಒಂದೇ ಸಲ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸೇಮ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 50,000 ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರೊಂದು ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಫೋಲಿಯೋ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ 50,000 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಮೇ ಬಿ 1 year, 2 year, or ಮೇ ಬಿ 3 years. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 3 years ನೀವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಹಣ 18 lakh ಆದ್ರೆ, ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಈಗ 25% ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಬಂತಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋನೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುದು. ಸೊ 18 ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್, ಸಾರಿ ಕಂಪೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುದು ರಿಟರ್ನ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ 18 lakh ನೀವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ at the rate of say 25%, ಸೊ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ 4,50,000 ಬಂತು. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್, at the rate of 25%. ಓಕೆ, ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಇದು ರಿಟರ್ನ್. ಆ 4,50,000 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ 4,50,000 ಹೇಗೆ, ನೀವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ 18,000, ಆ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಲಾಭ ಆಗಿದ್ದು 4.5 ಲಕ್ಷ. ಈ 4.5 ಲಕ್ಷವನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ 100 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಿಗೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಡಿವಿಡೆಂಡ್ ರೀಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ರೀತಿಯ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ನಾನೊಂದು ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕೊಡೋದಷ್ಟೇ. ಈ 4,50,000 ಅನ್ನ ಈ 100 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸಿಗೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡಿನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ಸ್, ಅವರ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಉಳಿತದೋ ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಈ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವೀಗ 500 ರೂಪೀಸ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಶೇರ್ ಕೊಡುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ 1 ಶೇರ್ 2 ಶೇರ್ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಆಗುದಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಆಗುದು, ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಅನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಳೆದು ಏನ್ ಬರ್ತದ, ಸೊ ಅದರ ನೆಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಟ್ ಅಸೆಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಿಟ್ ಆಗುವಾಗ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಅನದರ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ possible. It's because of existence of mutual funds. Okay, now the fourth benefit that we are getting from the mutual fund is investor education. Now at present day, even brokers, okay, they do the investor education program. They conduct investment education program. They'll be giving webinars every time. Okay, especially brokers and mutual fund houses. So in the case of brokers, they conduct webinars. Okay, so they have through website, through PDFs, and in the case of mutual fund houses, they do mainly through the PDFs. Okay, PDFs or brochures, through selling agents in the sense your ಹೇಗೆ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿಯನ್ನು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೂಡ ಏನು ಯಾವ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಏನೋ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಸೊ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಶೇರ್ಸ್, ಯಾವ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಫಂಡ್ ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, why you have to invest, why invest. Okay, so these are all the main specific areas they are going to cover while giving investor education. So why you have to do investment in shares and securities, what are the advantages that you are going to get from making investment through mutual funds. Okay, there are plenty of tax savings schemes. Okay, those who are coming under the tax slabs or taxable limit, okay, so they can make use of these schemes. So like this way they are doing investor education programs. Okay, now the yet another advantage of mutual fund is investment research. Okay, now here usually their mutual fund houses are having sophisticated team of analysts. Okay, you need to have a statistical background to do a research. Okay, you need to know about a moving average. Okay, you need to, there are plenty of methods to calculate or to analyze the data. So when offline starts, definitely in one class I'm going to just not going to explain everything, just going to mention some of the methods of statistical statistical tools that are used to analyze the data in the stock market through examples. Okay, now here of course the first thing is they are having a sophisticated team of analysts to do research, and further they also use statistical tools. Okay, use of statistical tools to do investment research in the stock market. Normally these two are not possible for the normal laymen or normal individuals. So this is about the fifth advantage of investment in investing in mutual funds. Then the sixth one is the liquidity of stock market. So liquidity in what sense? See, suppose if you want to, suppose let us assume that you are a direct investor and you are having a shares of Tata Power. Okay, Tata Power shares you are having, and at present the shares of Tata Power are trading at 120 rupees, okay, per share, and you are having 100 shares and the total value of these shares is 12,000. Simple calculation, and you are in the urgent need of money. Okay, and the shares are of course, are trading at 120 rupees in the market, and on this price only you can sell all the 100 shares. Okay, and this liquidity somewhat is possible. Of course, there are various investors, individual investors will be there, institutional investors will be there. Under these institutional investors, there comes mutual funds. And these mutual fund houses are the main reasons for the liquidity in the stock market. Anyone at any time can buy the shares and securities, and anyone at any time can sell shares and securities at any time, in the sense during the trading hours only. So please keep that point in your mind. Okay, now here this liquidity in turn, this liquidity is the main reason to stabilize the prices in the share market. Now, how this stability we derive from this liquidity? How this stability is derived from this liquidity? So usually what happens, these mutual fund houses, they buy shares and securities in bulk whenever the market is bearish. ಬೇರಿಶ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೋ, ಶೇರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೋ, ಆವಾಗ ಈ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಹೌಸಸ್ ನವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಹಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಈ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪರ್ಚೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಟೆಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೆನ್ಸ್, ಸೊ when demand exceeds supply, in that situation the market prices of shares and securities, they get stabilized, or somewhat they get reverse aguanta chances irtade, right? So they get reversed, but they sell whenever the market is bullish. So bullish is the reverse trend of bearish, in the sense ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೋ ಅಥವಾ ಹೈಕ್ ಇರ್ತದೋ, ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇದ್ದಂತ ಶೇರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. when the market is bullish, they are going to sell shares and securities. when the market is bearish, they are going to buy shares and securities, and by doing so they bring stability in the share market. Okay, in the case of bearish market, the mutual fund houses, they avoid further falling off of shares, prices of shares. In the case of bullish market, they are going to avoid further increase in the share prices. So this is what the stability is in the stock market. So this is about the sixth advantage of having mutual funds in the capital market. Now the seventh one is the development of money market. Development of money market. Now here many mutual fund houses, they invest in money market instruments, which ultimately develops money market. Okay, there are plenty of money market instruments. Mutual fund houses not only purchase shares, they also invest in certain shares and securities also. Okay, government securities, corporate bonds, okay, and many other schemes. So these investments ultimately develops the money market. Then lastly, the savings mobilization. So now, as I said earlier while explaining the meaning of a mutual fund houses mobilizes the savings of individuals who are interested in investment in shares and securities in a direct way, indirect way. The small savings of each and every person. So if we collect in a systematic way, definitely the mobilization of funds would be more, right? And ultimately, these mobilized funds are invested in the shares and securities. So, and after that, the whatever profit is earned by the company or the mutual fund houses is distributed among the unit holders or the investors. The return would be usually is far much better than that of the traditional mode of investment, like keeping money in the FDs or maybe making RDs and all. So it would be more. So here both will have a win-win situation. Okay, win-win strategy. Probably you might have heard about this win-win. Here mutual fund houses will also get benefit, and again the investors, individual small investors, they will also have a benefit. So this will facilitate both, that is investors, small investors who are from actually from a rural and maybe urban background, and even for the mutual fund houses, both will get benefit from this mutual fund schemes. So this is about the session on the benefits of mutual fund. So I hereby concluded the chapter mutual fund, and in the next upcoming session I'll be starting with the theories of dividend policy. Okay, I'm going to start a new chapter in the next session, dividend policy. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you.